4 rounds, a take-home, 2 weeks of silence, and then we've decided to go with an internal candidate. And the thought that follows is always the same. Was this whole thing fake? Was I ever actually in it? Here's the honest answer. The job was real, someone did get hired. The competition is what wasn't real. And the uncomfortable part is that it was findable weeks earlier if you'd known what to look at. So start with why the posting exists at all. At a lot of companies, policy says any open role gets posted openly, precisely so that hiring can't look like favoritism. Which means a genuine public posting and we already know who we want are not opposites. They coexist constantly, and nobody involved thinks of it as dishonest. It's just the process running. And I want to separate this from ghost jobs, because people mash them together, and they're different animals. A ghost job hires nobody. The rec is collecting resumes, or testing the market, or was never funded. This is the opposite. This role gets filled, on time, by a real person. The listing isn't fake. Your odds were. Here's what you can read before you ever apply. A posting that's only open for the minimum window, a few days, rather than the usual weeks. A job description with a strangely specific combination of requirements, the kind that reads less like a role and more like one particular person's resume. Language inviting internal applicants. And a rec that appears, closes fast, and quietly reappears. None of these is proof. 2 or 3 together is a pattern. Then there are the tells once you're in it, and these are the ones people feel but talk themselves out of. Nobody probes. You give an answer that should have earned a follow-up and it just doesn't get one. The questions stay generic. Nobody can describe what success in this role looks like in 90 days because the person who'll be doing it already knows. And the process moves in a strange rhythm. Long stalls, then a sudden rush at the end. So here is the move that ends all the guessing, and almost nobody makes it. Ask. Early, plainly to the recruiter, is there an internal candidate in this process? That's it. Most recruiters will tell you the truth, because lying costs them a relationship and gains them nothing. And it doesn't make you sound paranoid. It makes you sound like a professional who treats their own time as worth something. I'd ask before any unpaid assignment and before round 3. And if the answer is yes, that's information, not a verdict. Sometimes it's still worth continuing. A company you genuinely want, a hiring manager worth knowing, a process that's 2 conversations rather than 6. Sometimes it clearly isn't. 5 rounds and a take-home to be someone's paperwork. You get to decide that on purpose instead of finding out in week 7. One last reframe, because this is the part that actually pays you back. If you got to the final round against an internal hire, you are now a known quantity to that hiring manager. A real person with a face and a set of answers, not a resume. Internal hires fall through. Teams get a second headcount, and the runner-up is the cheapest, fastest hire a manager will ever make, because the work of evaluating you is already done. So, send the note. Stay in touch with the human, not the job board. The job was real, the competition wasn't. And being second is a position, not a loss.